How's it going, everybody? It is Thursday, September 18th. Just wanted to give another update here. This one's about the market making algo that I have out there running, which still doesn't have very much smarts in it. It's just basically quoting a static spread, but actually doing surprisingly well so far trading Solana over the past few days. Uh, the reason I wanted to do an update today is because Solana is having a banner day today, just broke above $250 for the first time in quite a while. And I think it was feeling a bit left out on some of the other coins making all-time highs. So while we're not at an all-time high with Solana here, we are above a pretty major technical level. So with that, I kind of wanted to check in, just see how the strategy, the market making strategy was doing. And if I pull up the activity here, it actually, so the interesting thing is it doesn't seem to be making its money from actual, quoting a spread. Yesterday, it had long inventory for quite a bit of the day. Actually, up until just a little while ago, now it's actually net short. But the interesting thing is that drift helped contribute immensely to its profitability over the last 24 hours. So it was up roughly, almost 5%. So what I'm very curious about is, if this market continues screaming higher now that it's short, or it takes a shit and everything goes to hell. There's really no mechanism in here to get out with market orders or a stop loss or anything like that. So we'll see how it does. But the thing here that as I said, I'm just very surprised about is it's kind of held its own, given that it's really all it's doing is quoting a static spread at this point. So my next thing with this market maker that I want to do is, right now it's trading in a sim account, but it's using live data feed from Paradex. And what I am going to be working on next is making the sim broker a bit smarter about limit orders. So as long as the spread is pretty narrow, which in the case for Solana on Paradex, we can see that the spread here is just fluctuating between like 0 and 5 basis points, which is fine for currently how my sim broker is modeling fills for limit orders. I do want to test out trading some lower liquidity coins that have larger spreads. So you might have seen some of my other videos where I'm tracking like the funding rate arbitrage. And so some of these coins like Fartcoin, for example, where we see the spread is just bouncing around like crazy from 9 basis points up to 50 and back down again. It's a bit harder to model the limit order fills in the sim broker in cases like this, but I've come up with a way based on the time and sales order flow data that I've now plugged into on Paradex and now also Hyperliquid as well, to kind of determine if an order sitting in my sim order book would or would not have likely been filled, so I can better model the coins that are getting quoted with higher spreads. So I'm kind of curious to see, given that this strategy really doesn't have a whole lot in the way of smarts or risk management, how it's going to do on some of these other coins that have lower volumes. So anyway, just wanted to put this together. Thought it was just really interesting how this is performing right now, at least. We'll keep an eye on it, for the rest of this week, over the weekend. It did awesome during the Fed meeting yesterday. It just loved the volatility that kind of transpired right after the announcement was made, and ended up doing pretty well for the day. So we'll kind of see how things play out today, given that it's almost hit its short limit. So I basically put 10 lots of inventory that it's allowed to allocate either in the long direction or the short direction, and it's trading almost 50 Solana for each lot. once it hits that limit, either on the long side or short side, it'll stop quoting that. So if we're long 10 full lots, or about 487 Solana, it will stop putting bids out there and just wait for the asks to get hit before it starts quoting bids again. So now we're starting to approach our short kind of limit, given that we just had this huge spike here. So it pretty much reversed itself. We were long pretty much since yesterday, and then when things kind of took off here, it closed out all its long positions through here, and then when things spiked up, it went short in a hurry. So we'll see if things kind of continue rocketing here. The strategy could be sitting on a loss at some point soon, or if things reverse, we'll be sitting on a nice profit. So I'll have an update for you guys a bit later, and you can follow me on Twitter as well, FB Chai Trading, and I'm always posting updates there about how these strategies are doing, and kind of what I'm working on as far as automation goes. So also love always to hear from you guys. Drop a comment, question, whatever it is, and I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.